What's up? Today we're going to be talking about the new long-range Razor LHT rifle scope from Vortex Optics. Hey, what's up? It's Josh from the Dialed In Hunter. We are right outside of hunting seasons, man. I cannot wait. I leave for my first hunt of the fall in a few weeks. I can't believe it's already come. Going to Utah, hunting mule deer with my bow. It's going to be a blast. I hope all of you have some really cool adventures planned within the next few weeks to get your fall started off. Today I have a review for you, okay? So a new rifle scope just came out from Vortex Optics. It is the long-range version of the Razor LHT. So the previous versions were 3 to 15 by 42 and 3 to 15 by 50 rifle scopes. Great rifle scopes, quality high-end Razor glass, and lightweight, man. They wanted to build a scope that was lightweight but didn't compromise quality and was ready for whatever you can throw at it. And in my mind, I mean, I look at those rifle scopes and I'm like, those are perfect for backpack hunting, which is what I do most. So to add to the line, they came out with the long range version. This one is 4.5 to 22 by 50. So when I saw that, I was like, man, versatility, right? Like, I'm a dude, I don't have like a sea of rifles at my house. I am a guy that I want like one rifle and scope to do everything for me. So when I saw the range and magnification with that, plus this Razor, the Razor glass, I'm like, that sounds perfect for what I do. It's lightweight for backpack hunting. I had to get my hands on it. So I've been pretty stoked on it. A few similarities that it carries over from the older LHT is obviously we've already discussed the glass. You're going to have Razor glass, super high quality glass, crystal clear, doesn't hurt the eyes, it's easy on the eyes. The next thing it carries over is the illuminated reticle. Okay, so there's a button on the parallax knob of this scope, and you press that button and a little red dot will pop up in your crosshairs. Okay, on the surface, for me, what I saw, I got this really for bear hunting. Okay, that's whenever I pick up a rifle ever, it's usually just for bear hunting. So I see that and I'm like, man, that could be really beneficial, especially like low light situation, trying to aim a black reticle at a black bear. I could see how, you know, I've been there trying to aim a black reticle at a black bear at last light is kind of hard. You get lost in the fur. Okay, so having that little red dot there, super plus for me. So pretty much it's got the same layout as the older models. I'll show it to you right here. This is the new long range LHT model. You got your elevation turret, windage turret, parallax knob here. This is the button I was telling you about. You just press that, little red dot pops up in your crosshairs. Really slick looking scope. It's not too big, so I really dig it. So far it sounds like everything's pretty much the same except the magnification, right? Well, there are some other differences. Okay, so the first is the reticle. This is an XLR2 reticle. All right, there's a lot going on there. I could see how this could be a downside of the scope, just with a lot of clutter in the glass. I didn't have an issue with it, but some might think it is. You can get this in either MOA or MRAD as well, so keep that in mind. Another thing that's different is this is a first focal plane scope. Okay, the other models were second focal plane. Now for me, like I honestly, like, be like fully honest, I didn't know the difference between those when I first got this. So if you're like me and you didn't know what that was, I got you. Second focal plane scopes basically what that means is the reticle doesn't change size when you zoom in and out on the scope. It works fine, but the rub with that is the holdover marks on the reticle don't ring true at all magnifications. All right, so I'll give you an example. I have an older scope. It's zeroed at 200 yards. I know when that thing is at 13 power, each hash mark under 200 yards represents 100 yards more. Okay, so the second hash mark down from the, or I should say the first hash mark down from the center is 300. The one below that's 400. The one below that's 500 yards. I know that. I've tested it. Now, if I go outside of that 13 power, like either to 16 or to, you know, down to 5 or something like that, those hash mark, the yardages are going to change that they represent. And this is where first focal plane is really cool. First focal plane scopes, the reticle actually changes in size as you change the magnification power. Okay, so when you're zoomed all the way out to 4.5 on this, the reticle is going to be a lot smaller in the glass. When you zoom all the way out to 22 power, it's going to be a lot bigger. The reason why that's cool is because those holdover marks on the reticle ring true at no matter what magnification that you're at. So to me, that just adds to the versatility of the whole thing, meaning that, you know, if you don't have time, sometimes you don't have time to adjust the magnification in a hunting situation, but maybe you need to use one of those holdover marks to make a shot. You're going to be able to do that with a first focal plane scope. Another scenario might be like, oh, I want to zoom in as far as I can on this deer or something like that, so I try to make the most precise shot possible. You're going to be able to do that with this and use those holdover marks and be accurate. So that's the first focal plane deal. So those are the main differences that I gathered with this rifle scope. My experience with this has been really great. From the range to the mountains, it's been a pleasure to use. So sighting in the scope was super easy, and just lay it out on the table. Like before I got this scope, I never shot a target past 200 yards. So being able to, once I got it zeroed at 200, being able to shoot steel out to 300, 400, 500, 600 yards first try by dialing the elevation turret was really fun, man. It was really cool being able to do that. And then another positive here, it has a zero stop in it. It's their RevStop Zero system is what Vortex calls it. Dial to 500, make a shot, go all the way back to 0. It doesn't stop at 0 though. Okay, so you can go a little further than that, which again adds to the versatility of the scope, because it means that you can dial for stuff a little shorter than 200 yards, which is pretty cool. If you're zeroed at 200. If you're zeroed at 100 yards, you can dial for a little shorter than 100 yards. Really cool feature. So after going to the range, man, it was into the mountains. You know, I had this on spring bear hunts in Arizona, in Idaho, backpack hunts, all manner of weather. The only weather I didn't have it in was snow. Bunch of different temperature ranges, had it down into the 30s, I believe, and then all the way up to 80, 90 degrees. And through all of that, it performed great. Okay, we had my buddy actually, I lent my buddy my rifle on a bear hunt here in Arizona, and he actually killed a bear with this. And that was really cool to be there to watch him do that. What I'm getting at is we packed this bear out through some of the gnarliest terrain in Arizona, just getting banged around left and right through cliffs and super dense vegetation. And when we got back, you shoot the rifle and it's still on. That is a huge confidence booster for somebody like me. I hunt a lot in rugged terrain, do a lot of backpack hunting, and aside from this being the LHT, the Light Hunter Tactical, and being a lightweight scope, and being perfect in my opinion for backpack hunting, knowing that it can handle what I throw at it is a huge bonus. Lightweight is lightweight, but lightweight needs to be dependable as well, and this scope is dependable. So is there anything wrong with this scope? Okay, so like I said, like for me, it's been largely positive, the experience with this thing. So I really had to scrape the bottom of the barrel to figure out some downsides of it. And the only thing I can come up with two, and that's it. The first one is the price. Okay, so this scope, the MSRP is $1999.99. All right, that's kind of gonna put this out of range for quite a few people, I think, especially if they're not like super duper into hunting. I gotta say, I mean, you do absolutely get what you pay for, just like binoculars or a spotting scope. So it is not money down the tubes by any means. The other downside is going to be what I said about the reticle, the XLR2 reticle. I didn't have an issue with it, but when I lent it to somebody, let them look through it, the first thing they said was like, man, there's a lot going on there. So that can be distracting, so I guess keep that in mind. That's another potential downside of this scope. Other than that, in my opinion, this is like the perfect scope for me, at least. You're looking for something lightweight, dependable, ultimate versatility. I mean, you can use this from hunting whitetails in a cornfield all the way to backpack hunting for elk in the mountains. Like it is going to be able to do it, and it's going to be able to do it with flying colors. So for somebody looking for like a one and done rifle scope, I mean, this is it, man. This is a bomber rifle scope. I'm super happy with it. That's gonna do it. That's my review of the new Razor LHT 4.5 to 22 by 50 rifle scope. I hope you enjoyed it. I also hope that you're packing your stuff and you've got some really cool stuff that you're gonna go do in the very near future. You got some good tags in your pockets. If you have any questions on this, please drop them down below. I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. If you like the channel, please hit subscribe. If you like the video, please hit thumbs up. And until next time, stay safe out there.